Hi guys, I hope everyone is doing well. It's Christmas Eve here, and I've been spending a lot of time thinking about my planner setup for 2021. So this is there are a lot of planners here. Some of these I'll kind of caveat as kind of secondary things, and a few of these are really meant to be primary. And I will say when it comes to my primary planners, I'm still in a place of uncertainty. I have kind of been just a little bit unnecessarily stressed out about how I want to plan for next year. I really kind of value simplicity, and what I don't want to be doing is copying events across multiple planners. I think that for me, that's not very efficient. But it's really, really hard for me to commit to one type of planner. Part of that is just because I love so many, and so it's really, really hard to commit. But anyways, I'll go through them. They kind of break up into certain categories. So let me start with a few that I can very easily kind of talk through and dispense of. So okay, these are not going to be in, move these aside a little bit. So this Hobonichi techo case is really easy to talk through because this is a carryover. So this was, got this off of the Hobonichi site, and these are two A5 journals. These are for my children. I started this year. I've been doing it every day. I'll do those. This is for my son. This one's for my daughter. Just jotting a little note here and there for each child. And I've been enjoying it. I never miss, every once in a while I will miss that day, and the following day I'll have to fill it in. But otherwise, I've been really good about it. It's just a note or two. If something great happens, fine. But otherwise, I really like jotting the mundane because I know the mundane will change. Certainly over a 5-year period because my kids are so young. My son is 8 and my daughter just turned 7 this Monday. So those are the two 5-year techos. It's easy. Let me do quickly my work planners. So this is my primary work planner. This is the golden coil. I did a trial golden coil this year for 3 months, and I found I actually really liked it. I like something really simple, basic, to the point. And I did some paper layouts that it turned out didn't really work for me. So this is how I laid it out. On golden coil you can lay out your planner however you'd like. And the way that I found works best for me is to have a weekly layout. Where I can jot a few notes for that day. There are usually a bunch of to-dos in the form of sending emails or putting together notes or briefs or something. And then I interspersed a bunch of note pages. And the reason for that is because, I would say 4 to 8 hours of my workday is spent in meetings. So I need to be able to take notes, and I wanted them to be adjacent. So this is how I have my golden coil set up for next year. And I have 6 months in here. And I think this will be a very good layout for me because I have been trialing this for the past 6 months, and it works great. For work, I just need something simple, quick. The paper is really great quality. And yeah, so this will be my work planner. I have two, I'd say, kind of tangentially related work things. There are two work event things that I need. So next year's planning is made additionally difficult by the fact that half the year is going to be incredibly, incredibly busy for me with something work related. And I'm not going to really have time to do any thinking about my planning process. It's just going to be doing. So what I did with this one is one of those. This is Superior Labor. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous planner. It's a zip organizer, and it has my Simkin in it. 2001 planner. And so actually I did something I've never done before, which is go and sort of pre-sticker everything. That is not something I usually do, but I did that here because I genuinely know that I will not have time or inclination to weekly go and beautifully decorate weekly pages particularly when I'm using so many planners from week to week. So I just kind of did everything up front, and all of my stuff related to that work project is here. I really like this planner. I love the paper. I love the aesthetic look of it. Actually, one thing that is kind of annoying to me about this organizer, I love it. It's this. There's a big, this zip pocket here has a big gusseted lip, and it actually makes it really hard. And this part here is really thick because it's folded over leather. So it's actually really rather annoying to write on, because it's a huge, it's actually a really big drop off here. So actually oftentimes what I'll just do is pull this out, and that is just fine with me. But she's a beautiful thing, and I will lovingly use her. The other work related thing I have in here is the Sojourner's Leather, really like this, Traveler's Notebook. I have these two charms from Baumkuchen. This Trust the Process one is my saying for 2021. I think next year is so busy for me that I really needed something to just kind of focus me, and the Trust the Process really hit home and resonated with me. So that's kind of my saying. In here I have 3 traveler's notebooks with notes for this work thing in there. 2 of them, this one and this black one back here, is from Paper Penguin Co. And this one obviously is from Traveler's Notebook. So it's just super handy. I think this aesthetically, the idea of the Traveler's Notebook is the most appealing to me, because there is this notion of being really customizable, and you can have everything in one book. But I guess my problem really is that I love many things, so it causes its own issue. So these 3 really end up being work-related projects for their own purposes. Now, what I will say is that, oh, and then let me actually talk about this, since this one is different. And that is my art journal. So I have really lately been inspired by Samantha Dion Baker and her kind of sketch the day notion. I love journaling with fountain pens, but what I do find is that I never look back on those journals, because it's just journals filled with words is not something that I would normally look back on. But the idea, this notion that I could sketch my day with pictures and words, it really resonated with me, because I would look back at pictures. So I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination, but it's something that I want to become better at, and I think it'd be great to kind of force myself to sketch something every day, and document my day, however minor, and see myself progress over time. So what I am still learning what type of watercolor notebook I prefer for that process. I got this absolutely beautiful watercolor notebook from off of Etsy, off of this seller, Shadowlight Binding. It's an absolutely beautiful book. It's bound with 100% cotton watercolor paper from Fabriano Artistico, and it's beautiful. It's definitely a cold press, and for normal watercoloring, it's definitely my preferred type of paper. I do wonder if it would be better to have something smoother for the writing portion of it, if I want to use it more as a sketchbook, or rather as a journal. So I do have an Arches one coming as well, cold press, and then I have an Arches hot press coming from somewhere else, and I kind of want to try the different papers. I do think the Arches cold press even is slightly less rough edged than this one, so I think it'll be nice to try the different ones and see what works best. I mean, I have plenty of sketchbooks for watercoloring, and this is the type of paper that I like. But for a journal, it may be that I like something slightly smoother. And I just love the deckled edges of something handmade like this. So I've started roughly doing this a few days ago, and I am quite the amateur, but I'm just kind of having fun trying new things, and I love this. And I'm also learning, I think, being at home during a pandemic, working from home, I think a book this big is totally fine because I'm not going anywhere. But I think for future books, I am going to try to go with a smaller book and maybe a slightly thinner book, just because this wouldn't be the easiest thing to throw into a bag for me. I don't often carry bags that big. So, but I think for the first half of this will easily get me through at least half of 2021. And I think certainly for that period of time, I'll be home anyway. So that'd be great. I've also put this little magnetic Superior Labor magnetic pencil holder on it. And even though this is really thick, this binding, it works beautifully. And I just keep my Rotring 2mm lead holder, 800. I always sketch in a watercolor sketch for watercolor with a 2H lead because I like it to be really light so that I can easily erase the graphite. And that just works perfect for me. It's my preferred sketching pencil. And then I'll always go over it with a fine liner and then watercolor, of course. So this will be my watercolor sketchbook starting for the year. Okay. And then moving on to the thing that I think has caused me the most stress in some ways. And it's only because I can't seem to commit to anything. And I can't commit because I like so many things. And I think, I think I'm still also trying to figure out if there's one thing that'll really stand out as being the best thing for me to use. So, it's fine. And it very well may be that one week I'm in one planner and the other week I'm in the next one. I'm not quite sure. I don't like the idea of that, but it is what it is. So this is the one that I actually use and carry with me everywhere I go. This one is what is this one? Chic Sparrow. And I don't recall what kind of leather this is or anything. This might be the Nightingale something or other. And two charms. Both of these were from, I think, Inukshuk, a shop on Etsy. And in here I have 4 traveler's notebooks. This one is my primary one. This one I also pre-stickered. But this is just my weekly. And this is my kind of down and dirty, everything is in here. Put my calendaring events in here and then just to-dos on this side. And this type of layout is really functional for me, so I really, really like that. This is what I'm using every day at the moment. My second notebook, this one is from Paper Penguin Co. Oh, this one is just from Traveler's Notebook. This one is for my kids. It's 3 months. The 3 months fit in it, so this will be for starting in January. These will be for my kids. I'll be able to have child number 1, child number 2, and then their school activities on there. I decided to put in a Baumkuchen sketchbook. I just love these. These are so beautiful. I admit I don't sketch in my journal very often, but I thought it'd be nice to have. And then I have my notes book, which I've just been putting in my, I use it as my catch-all. I've been putting birthday present ideas in there, activities, things I need to schedule, just random stuff. And then just some notes. So this is the most functional. I use a Friction 0.4 Synergy tip pen. This is my favorite type of pen to use in journals that I can easily erase. And then, so this is what I carry around everywhere I go. Whoopsies. I have 2, bookmarks in here for the 4 books. One is from an Etsy shop. Can't remember her name, but she makes lovely charms. And the other one is from Baumkuchen. So yeah, this is great. So I think this is, the plan was to use this and this be my one and only for the whole year. And I could very happily do that. But then I have these 4 additional books. And these 4 additional books, quite frankly, are because I couldn't help myself, maybe is the best answer I could give. Let me start with this one. This is totally different. Laurel Denise. I saw it on Etsy. Yes? No, on YouTube. And I was intrigued. Can you see this whole thing in here? I was so intrigued by this book. And the reason why is because it has the month visible for the whole month as you go through your weeklies. And to me, that's pretty revolutionary. I absolutely love the idea of having this one book out on a giant desk, being able to see my month at a glance, being able to think through like my actual plan for the day, the to-dos are on the right side, flip to the next week, the month is still there, and then I can have like broader to-dos and notes for the month, just all like it's all in one place. Like that is so new to me. What I tend to do in any other planner that I have is, you know, with the monthlies, I set it up and then I never look at it again because I'm always in a weekly. You know, I'm on the weekly view and I never just go back to look at the month. So to be able to see the whole month, I just think it's really fantastic. I love, love, love the idea of that. And so I, again, pre-decorated minimally. I didn't want to go crazy. I'm going to try this out. What I will say is this is not from the planning community or from the art or fountain pen community, so the paper is thin. This is not, I don't know what the weight of the paper is. I don't know if they even say. I will say that the main pages where you turn, this is a thicker cardstock, but these papers that you actually write in for the weeks are pretty thin. So I'm not sure that a fountain pen would work really well. I haven't tried it, to be quite honest. But this is, you know, it's a beautiful planner, and I kind of want to try it because I like the idea of it. I don't know that I'm going to love the paper, to be honest. So then that takes us to the two planners that no matter what, I can't seem to get away from just because I love them so much. And those are my Hobonichis. It is forever. The Tomorrow River paper and Hobonichis are just always the paper that I love and come back to and kind of have this emotional connection to that I can't sort of undo. So I have my beautiful Bungo Box Twilight Twinkle Stardust in there. This is an A6. Now I did not plan on an A6. I've never used a true A6 before. I won this on the lottery, and it's just such a beautiful thing that it came with the book, and I just feel that I must use it now. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to be really honest. I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to use this planner. Just none. It is, I'm not used to a full daily page. It has no weekly view. I have no idea what to do with this. I love this paper. I kind of mentally have this idea of like, wouldn't it be great if I can do daily to-dos or something like that, right? Or I got these, let's see, is it here? Yeah, I got stencils. Maybe I can just doodle. Maybe I'll just make each day its own and use it to jot random notes from the day. Maybe that's what I'll do. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it because, again, I don't want redundancy. I don't want this to be tracking my activities or appointments for the day because that's what other planners are for. So I'm hoping that throughout the year, my use for this planner will evolve because at this moment, I have absolutely no idea what this is for. I have this because I won it off of the lottery and she's so beautiful. I can't not use her. So I have no plans for her at the moment, but I will do something. And I'm thinking something creative. This journal, I think, screams for creativity. So that's the plan. I want to do something creative with this one. This one is a little bit more, I think, in some ways stressful. You know, a planner should never be stressful, but it is what it is. Because it is so redundant with my Traveler's Notebook planner. You know, I mean, here we are with the Traveler's Notebook, and this is my daily, my everyday planner. I got this is, again, a Superior Labor cover, natural leather, it's just my favorite. I picked up a Hobonichi Weeks because, quite frankly, I just couldn't not pick up Hobonichi Weeks. It is my favorite planner of all times, kind of emotionally. Just the paper, just everything is such a joy to use. So I picked it up. It's the layout. I mean, I'd say that the layout is roughly identical to this Traveler's Notebook. The Traveler's Notebook is more functional as far as I'm concerned. It's more space. So what am I going to use this for? You know what I may do, quite honestly, is I may use this for the exact same thing I've been using the Hobonichi Weeks for the end of this year, which is, quite frankly, I've been doing gratitude here. Although I don't know, I may want to do that elsewhere. And in the monthlies, what I've been doing is writing down what if I've purchased something from a shop, so that I can put a kind of a circle next to it, and then when I receive the package, I can check it off just to make sure that I am receiving all my packages. That's, yeah, I don't really know what to do with it, to be quite honest. But I have this because I love it so much. So I decorated it, and I don't have a plan for it, but I sort of don't care because I love her, and she's beautiful. So there's that, but you know, I admit, it stresses me out not knowing that I don't have a specific purpose for this journal yet, but I hope I'll get there. Finally, something that I actually can't even explain, like it doesn't even make sense. This is the Amanda Rach Lee Doodle Planner. Now, I will preface this by saying this is not my type of planner at all. I don't bullet journal. It's not something I'm even remotely interested in. Even Archer and Olive, like those types of books, those bullet journal type things, not something I'm interested in. It's just not my type of planning. I really, really like Hobonichi and the Tomorrow River paper, and that's kind of like my planning aesthetic. But for some reason, for a reason I cannot explain, I got this last year and didn't use it not even a single day. I actually gave it to my daughter, and she loves to use it, and it's really kind of cute. And that's, for me, you know, I think I could see myself in high school or college really having loved something like this because it's kind of cutesy. It's not the type of planner I would use now. I also think it's pretty thick, which is great. That's what it's supposed to be, but it's not something that I would normally use. Now, I will say, I resisted it the very first time I saw this come up in the pre-order. I didn't order it, and I kept telling myself I am not going to order this planner because I will not use it. I have enough planners. I have more planners than I know what to do with. That's what I told myself, and then I kept seeing it, and then I just had to get it. And I honestly don't know why. I ended up getting in the second release, they came out, Amanda Rach Lee came out and said if we ordered, it would come in the new year, or I can get an Oops planner, and it would be at a discount. And I didn't care if it was an Oops planner, to be honest. So I got the Oops planner, and that came very quickly. And, you know, it's cute. It's so cute. I started coloring these. Look at that. It's just so cute. And if I were a bullet journaler but I didn't feel like, you know, I certainly, and the reason why I don't do things like this is because I couldn't. Like, it takes so much time and effort. To me, this would be a full-time job just to come up with and then make a bullet journal every month. It's not the time that I have to do that, and it's not something that captivates my interest in time such that I'd want to devote that type of energy to that. But it's, for some reason, I really like doing it and coloring it. And then, so then the question is, am I going to use this the same as I would use my everyday journal? I sort of want to, and I don't even know why. There's something about this, I think there's something about this that evokes my youth or something. I can't quite put my finger on it because I can't even tell you why I like this so much, but I do. And so, like, the thought of, like, every month just sitting here coloring this and making it my own and writing in it, there's just something really cute about it. And it really, really appeals to me. So my hope, I mean, I actually plan on using this right away. But one from last year, I didn't use at all. But this one I want to use. And it makes me feel more childlike. I don't think this is a childlike planner, but for whatever reason, the doodles and just the funness and the whimsical and kind of, it's just, you know, you can't take yourself too seriously with beautiful flowers, you know, it's just so pretty and fun. So I want to try it out. And you know, I don't know what the future is with this. I felt that I couldn't not have this. You know, it's really strange. For functionality, you know, I grab these and, you know, off I go. And just from like an aesthetic point of view, this is, you know, this is the beauty. But for some reason I keep gravitating towards this because it's fun and it seems like it doesn't take itself too seriously. And I just really appreciate that. So I will say that I spend an unhealthy amount of time stressing about how I'm going to use these planners because I don't want redundant planners. But that's basically what I have in my life right now, is nothing but redundant planners. So I think I'm really excited actually to see how these will evolve throughout 2021 as my needs and my scheduling, just my life changes. So, you know, this was a long video, but I had a lot to sort of think through, and this has been a really great processing exercise for me too, just talking through this. So, you know, if you stuck around this long, thanks for listening. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. We celebrate Christmas, and you know, my kids are really excited to just, you know, have fun and spend time together as our little family of 4 since we can't go anywhere else this holiday season. So hope everyone's staying healthy and hope everyone is, you know, healthy physically and mentally and emotionally, and see everybody maybe in 2021. Bye.